How are we, ladies and gentlemen, listeners? Welcome to the Leg Up Australia podcast.
Can he do it? The gloves are off. They go toe to toe, blow for blow. He's clear. His big heart pounding. Yes! There's history. Tatanka makes it 3 in a row.
We're all on. Favourite time of the week? We're all together.
Potty time.
Hardly seen you blokes this week.
I know, it hasn't been the greatest of weeks in regards to us vibing together.
Yeah, I haven't vibed with you.
No,
Have I vibed with you?
no, not really.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I'm bringing a hot vibe into today's podcast. We've
It's
got
Group
some-
1 racing.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
And the boat continues, the sinking boat that is Alligator Blood.
Yep.
It continues to sail down the stream. Whether we throw more money at it, I don't know yet.
He's clipped an iceberg.
He may be in a bit of strife. But listen, I said it last week, I'll say it this week. This is his Group 1 to win. I'm not sure about that. Have you had a look at the race yet?
I've had a squeeze.
A squeeze, yeah.
I've had a squeeze. Yeah, I don't disagree. This might be his day.
He won it last year.
He did win it last year.
The Underwood Stakes, that is, punters.
Yeah, we'll go through
Did
that.
he beat Zaki last year? Was Zaki
Yeah, I reckon
last
that was
year?
like Mwanga, Zaki, I'm Thunderstruck. It was a
Was
small...
that the year before?
No,
Might
that
have
was
been the year
last.
before.
That
Did
was-
Zaki get beaten in the Underwood Stakes prior to
Yeah.
him starting favourite
Yeah, that's...
on the morning of getting scratched in a clock's plate? That's
Was that the Underwood or was that the Caulfield?
might have been the Caulfield Stakes. I'm
He
not
got beat
sure.
by, like, Probabeel. Won it.
Probably, yeah, looped him.
Yeah, actually, that was the Underwood because Pocket Talk, but it was the same day that Enemo got rolled in the Golden Rose as well, because I had Enemo rolling into Zaki because they were the two morals on paper.
Me, what have I forgotten?
Because you haven't forgotten anything. But, well, maybe you have.
Sometimes you
maybe
just go, that's your horse, and I can't even remember the horse's name.
maybe you've just got a selective memory because I seem to recall that might have been your bet. Remember when we used to have the potty and we used to do a rollover bet each week?
Yeah.
And we got it up to about 5K and we were all...
I feel like you
We
don't
were
need to
all
remind me because
rooting,
we
we were
talk
all-
about it every 2 weeks.
It was your bet.
I know. I think it was 4,000 on Zaki.
$1.24.
It wouldn't have been against Alligator Blood.
I had him rated $1.36, so I thought it was a late.
Yeah,
so.
fuck.
So it wasn't my bet.
Because every time we talk about this, people in the comments get around it, and it's probably one of the biggest things that I've had, like private messages. So for anyone that's
We should
new
bring
to
it
this
back.
show, we used to
should
do a
bring it back.
rollover bet, and it would just each week it would rotate, or if you won, you got the next week. Is that how? No. It just rotated.
Yeah.
Between Blake, myself, and Pat, who's on locked in. And I think in the end we end up having like a $4,125 bet on Zaki at $1.
It was short. He was short. It
was short.
$1.20 odd.
And he got
$1.18
rolled.
maybe.
And that's
Somewhere
when I
around there.
created the anti-Zaki club,
Yeah, well,
The AZC.
the AZC.
I actually think that we got it up to around that mark a few times.
And I didn't
and there
always
was a
lose it.
common
No,
factor
you
of
always
us
think
losing.
That no, not always me.
I think it was. I think it was you every time.
Okay,
Zaki,
you and Pat are better judges
Zaki.
than me. But I've got one for us today.
Okay, yeah, good.
I got one for us today. What's been going on racing this week? It's been
It's been a bit of a weird week, I reckon, in racing. We had the sort of the big news, I guess, of the cup weights coming out. Like that's always a bit of an exciting one, and different horses. We say that Vauban 55 kilos, like he's got under their guard because he's he's $5 favourite and whatnot. So there's been a lot of talk around that sort of stuff. Obviously, last week we were pretty heavy on the Rocket Douglas Skiggy Kick chat. Well, he got fined $1,500 and had to apologise. So no doubt Racing Victoria, they're pretty
to the
legless at
podcast.
the moment, but I would say they listen to the podcast and go, oh shit, why didn't we
I didn't
think
hear
of that?"
anyone else calling out for the apology except for me.
Except for, on this very couch.
Yeah, on this couch.
So that was good.
Well, it's what should have happened.
Yeah.
And I
correct.
was having a look at some of the comments under our videos and reels and stuff like that, because I like to see whether we're hitting the mark or missing the mark and things like that. And I didn't really see anyone that didn't disagree. It was kind of like, it was a lot of people had it from your point of view. Like that is something you may say, but not at that platform. You don't need to say it on a national platform.
Send it to your group chat with your mates. Don't.
Yeah. Or owners, because we're talking about that too.
Yes.
If you want to put a voice note to owners, hey, spray the jock, do whatever. But, you know.
National
Well,
radio is different.
What were we talking about? Who we were talking about?
There was a few. There was the Moody about Blake McDougall,
Yeah.
brain dead. Was he brain dead? Andrew Mallion was brain dead, according to Will Holbert.
But I just think that obviously they went the wrong way about it. But I think they were probably looking for a way out of Williams for a while.
Oh, you reckon?
I do. Yeah.
Why?
I do.
Why?
Well, J-Mac's available and J-Mac's been booked. So
We also broke that on this couch too.
We did.
Remember we said that? We heard that we were told whispers.
There were whispers.
Well, let me
never
tell you,
reveal our source. We'll never reveal our
if
source.
I owned Giga Kick,
Yes.
J-Mac would be in the saddle.
Yeah, but I feel like
That's okay.
any horse you would own, you would want J-Mac.
If Mac's available, he's the best rider in the world.
the
so-
best one of the hottest riders in the world is on his way back this weekend. Big Huey Bowman.
He is.
Hey, we're all over the place. How about you just tell us what we're going to talk about now?
Yeah.
The Giga Kick thing, yeah.
I
put
didn't
it to
want to.
bed.
Yeah,
It's-
we sort of already touched on
Yeah.
that, and I didn't want to focus too much, but I thought a good little update just to go, here's what happened. But
we said this is what we said. J-Mac could get the ride. We said he should apologise. We said he should get fined, and all those things
Yes.
happened. So I don't want to say I'm the oracle, but I kind of put it
you're
out
the
there
oracle.
early. I'm the oracle. Yeah.
We always bag. I know you're the host, but I just don't want to move on from like Melbourne racing yet. But we always do bag Racing Victoria. But the VRC, did they send us 100 tickets?
MRC.
MRC.
Melbourne Racing Club.
Yeah, so give them a
Shout
rap.
out, shout
Yeah.
out to MRC.
So
They're
they
trying to get
reached
young people
out.
to the races.
Definitely. Yep, they reached out and offered us 100 double passes to the Underwood Stakes meeting.
200 people.
200 people
That's
to the track.
400 sets of eyes.
Yeah, it's great. Like
No,
400
right.
sets?
No,
No, 400 eyes.
individual eyes.
Yes.
On
200.
their race day, the Caulfield Charity Day.
Yeah.
I think that's
Smart.
terrific.
Yep. Great to reach out. We haven't worked with them before or anything like that, but
Yeah, I'd love to work with them going
that-
forward, but
that's-
great initiative. I love it.
That's smart.
Yep.
They're kind of now trying to tap into the younger market,
Mm-hmm.
something that Sydney's kind of ahead of the curve for.
well ahead.
Well ahead, but still, I think that's a good way of going about it. And
For sure.
people have a couple of, if you've got some leg up tickets, have a great day, have a couple of beers. And
Hopefully,
make
you
some
back a
winners.
heap of bloody winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Nothing better than being at the races either, is there? Like,
I don't go enough.
I don't go enough.
I don't go enough.
I don't, like. I haven't been to the races in ages, which
well,
Yeah,
we buy a horse and we'll be at the races.
yeah, we're going to buy a horse.
yeah, I'm going to buy a
We're going to buy a
horse.
horse this
News to
week
come.
or next week.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be the potty horse. Actually, yeah, so stay tuned for that. Little teaser.
Yeah,
Not
Friday.
too much.
We get to see the catalogue tomorrow, so should be exciting stuff.
Fat
Yep.
one.
Well, maybe we will find the next Everest runner, boys, because there's been a lot of talk during the week that the Everest is the people's race. Forget the $20 million price tag, the big, I think it's $700,000 to buy a slot. Forget all that. Apparently, it's the people's race, according to Joe Pride. He's got two in it, Private Eye and Think About It. Both
Who
cheap.
keeps making a mistake on the page?
I did.
Oh, I
that
make
you?
it all the
We
time.
make.
though.
I'm.
I make
yeah.
it.
We both do it.
I-
think about it and think it
in
over.
the copy, I made it think it over, and on the actual post, I said think about it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so got me there, but well done to everyone that picked that up. I was
Actually,
just a
Dave
quiz.
Stanley made it while he was talking to
Yeah.
Kerry Parker
Happens to
on
the best of us.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And Kerry pulled him up and was like, it's probably going to be the 1,000th time
Yeah.
that it happens
Yeah.
this spring.
DS doesn't get caught out.
Yes.
Melbourne Cup, think it over. Melbourne Cup.
Didn't nominate.
Didn't.
No. Cox plate.
Changed his mind, Kerry.
Yep, didn't pay up for the second round.
Wow.
Yes.
Madness. Okay.
Madness. But yeah, so anyway, so Private Eye and Think About It around that $70,000 purchase
Yeah.
price. Okay, so it's not a matter of the people that are paying the $700,000 for the slot and winning the majority of that prize money. They're not the ones that are running their own horses in the race in most instances. So there's a lot of first-time owners in this. So Joe Pride has made the chat that the Everest is now the people's race and not the Melbourne Cup, because you look at who won the Melbourne Cup last year, Gold Trip, Australian Bloodstock purchased him from Europe for $2 million. Someone tried to make the argument that, well, there was 30 different syndicates in that, and there's 5% syndicates
owners,
with 20 people in that, but that's $5,000 for 0.25%. So it doesn't really scream battlers.
So basically, Joe Pride's saying that because fan faves and horses like that can get into
Yeah,
the Everest.
you don't have to own the horse to put it in.
Yeah.
in your own slot.
I haven't heard those comments, but I think it's spot on. And I think we touched on it on last week's show, one of the shows, about how I love Melbourne Cup Day. I have no interest in even our posts that we're putting up earlier in the week about the weights and things like that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm more interested on who's got the slots, what the next slots are.
I think I said it to you, Blake, the other week. I said it's crazy how is this our 6th year of the Everest? Maybe.
How many years have I been married?
It's been a longer than that.
Redzel,
it's
yes,
not.
Classique Legend,
No, it'd be
Nature
6
Strip,
years.
Giga Kick. This is the 7th year.
7th year.
7 years, that all?
Yeah, time flies. 2017.
I would have thought it had been around longer than
I
that.
reckon.
That's okay.
But
17. It was 17.
Yeah.
Because that was the year I got married.
it was. Yep,
Yeah.
there you go. And
14th of October 2017.
there you go.
Or it might have been 13th. I can't remember now. But yeah, my wedding anniversary is Everest Day nearly every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'll tell you now,
That can't be true.
you know what? I'd love to go
It's-
back and look at it. No,
It has to be true like every 7th year.
No, that's not.
Well,
that's
this year
not
it's the
truth.
14th.
It's the 14th.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, it hasn't. It's weird.
That
we'll
is
go back
weird.
and-
I
I
don't
think
know
there's
if
a
that-
leap year in there.
I don't think that's possible. But
I'm going to go. have a
Okay.
look.
It'd change.
I'm gonna
It'd
get,
change.
It doesn't change. Anyway.
It would have to.
The Everest,
But it's transcending. Like, you're not...
it's bigger
You
than
just
Melbourne Cup.
celebrate
It's bigger than
your
Melbourne Cup.
anniversary on the Saturday every year. I
Yeah,
think.
that's true. And Everest takes precedence over my wedding anniversary.
Fair.
My wife is okay with it.
Good.
And it is an event. It is. I'm with Joe Prowl on this. It is the people's race because you can have horses that are, like you said, $70,000 horse that could be a bunch of mates or a cricket club, and they all go there. Melbourne Cup's so hard, like apart from, I mean, I don't even know what general public like is getting into Melbourne Cup.
No idea.
Like we talk about Gold Trip having 30 syndicates in it and 5,000 owners. How many of them were on track?
Yeah.
The Everest owners, I'm telling you now, all of them are there.
Yeah.
Even I was listening to who trains Yellow Brick.
Tony and Maddie Sears.
Yeah, so I was listening to Maddie Sears on the radio, and she's like, Goldbrick will run in one of the races on Everest Day, and she's like, as a trainer and as a racing fan, I've always wanted to go to Everest Day to actually have a runner on Everest Day, not in the Everest, but on Everest Day, is so exciting for us. And that's what it is. It's the excitement. The Melbourne Cup, usually you're excited around events around it. I'm going to this or work's putting on this or something like that. But I wouldn't have a clue. I just hope Francesco Guardi wins because we had a bet on Melbourne Cup Day.
Melbourne Cup Day is the best day of the year, regardless. I don't care about the Everest. I do care about the Everest, but Melbourne Cup is on a different level. Like on Melbourne Cup Day, I wake up and there is just an air. Like it's just enthusiasm. It's your local barista is talking about the Melbourne Cup. He's not talking about the Everest. Everybody's opening up their telegraphs and they're seeing.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember a year. I don't buy papers, like the newspaper isn't something I go out of my way to buy. But the Sunday Mail after Derby Day, so the 2 days before the Melbourne Cup, I don't think I've ever missed a year of not buying.
You're cutting them out and doing the Calcutta.
Well, I'm doing that, but it's got the 20-page
sweeps.
lift out with all the stories in it. I love it. It is like
fantastic.
the Sunday morning.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. On Everest Day, the barista's not giving a tip. Everyone's got a tip in the Melbourne Cup. Everyone loves a number or colours or a story. But how many years has the Melbourne Cup been going?
100.
Okay, so 100 years.
150.
So
158 or something.
Let's say 150.
Maybe 160.
So it's had a 150-odd year head start on the Everest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Everest will be, if it isn't already, will take over the Melbourne Cup for that.
No, I don't think
Everyone
so.
will have-
I don't think so because the Melbourne Cup is a race of opinions. Because the Everest, you can have, if Black Caviar was in an Everest, she would have been near enough to unbeatable. Okay?
Yep.
Maccabi Diva in her third Melbourne Cup,
Yep.
she still started around 4 to 1. Like,
She had to carry the weight,
there
like being
is
the
it's a handicap.
aspect.
It's 3,200 meters. There is more boxes to tick. Like the best horse just doesn't win the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, correct.
Every year, a horse from Europe is going to win the race by 8 lengths. But
Well, that's the
Yeah,
other
how
thing.
fun's that? How fun's that?
that's part of the fun.
But that,
No, it's not.
I think
I
it
don't
is
think it
because
is.
I can remember growing up and like spending nights watching replays of European races and trying to find different replays of these European horses and get a bit of an idea on it. Like the Everest.
That's you. That's your job now. Like you were always going to be something like that. But I think every
Yeah.
the
But I think it adds more elements. You get people from Europe.
I
that-
totally
that-
agree. I love the Melbourne Cup as well. But I just think Everest is more. I think it's going to be more. Very soon, it's going to overtake the Melbourne Cup.
Could the
Because
Everest
people can have
survive?
everyone can have that opinion as well. I think a lot of Melbourne Cup betting is not. Majority of Melbourne Cup betting is not people doing international replays. It's people going, oh, I saw that story on Channel 7 and
Yeah,
and
for
that
sure.
guy's from
Yeah, that's a
country
great
and
thing.
his
Yeah.
his sister's crook and the horse, like, and they are great.
Do people in England care about the Everest though? Like they haven't got 6 horses.
Do I care about people in England
No, but
caring about the Melbourne Cup?
Melbourne
Maybe
Cup.
They don't rate our races anyway.
the Melbourne Cup is the race that stops the world.
Yes. Could the Everest survive without the slot holders? Could it
No,
just be?
definitely not.
You don't think?
No.
Yes, it bloody could.
What? But where are they going to get the 20 million from? Like
That's,
I
that's
think
only
the-
7 million of
but I
it.
think
It's
the
10
original-
slots, isn't it?
No, so
12
it's about
slots.
10 million, isn't it?
8.4
It's 20 million, 7 million to the winner. But then keep in mind, like the connections of the horse are only getting half of that. So why can't you bring it back to 10 million? You take away the slot funding, and you've
I
got
think the big prize money is what started the kind of hype. I
yeah.
don't
But
think
You
ever
could
turn
make it.
around
You
and
could
do
make it a 150k nomination fee or something.
yeah, but then what difference is that from say first place is 5 million? What difference is that from winning a TJ Smith in the autumn? That's the only. I'm not necessarily saying it would work without.
No,
the-
I don't think you change.
No, I'm
I
not
don't
saying
think
you
you
change
change
it
it
either,
either.
but I'm saying it could work without the slot holders
Yeah.
because you're gonna.
But why? I feel like that's the fun of it. I think like that's a part of the lead up.
Yeah.
Who's going to take what slot?
Who's
If
gonna
anything,
get
I
in?
wouldn't mind more kind of
Slots.
more slots.
That's what actually one thing that they say you can't have more than 12 in it because of the size of the track and whatnot and the high pressure at the 1200. But then the Kosciuszko, it's 1200 meters, 14
bloody
slots.
20 in the Sydney Stakes.
Yeah, why can't we have 14 or 16 slots? Because like the reality is, the race this year would be better if Buenos Noches gets in,
Yeah.
if Remark gets in,
Yeah.
if Overpass, if Osmosis, King's Gambit. Like, there's going to be 7
They
or 8
have
horses.
No problems selling
Yeah,
those
definitely.
slots
I reckon.
too.
Yeah, we might buy one.
And they could do
Yeah.
like what the tab do with the Cozzy about giving out slot. You could do a.
I thought,
giveaway
why
of a
can't you
slot
have
as
a
well.
people's, like an
Yeah.
actual people's slot where it is?
That'd be the
All-Star
slot.
Mile
If I want-
voting.
Yeah.
No, well, not even the,
Oh, that
not
would
even
be
the
cool.
vo-
That would actually be cool as well.
It would
a
be.
voted slot.
Voted
a
slot.
vote. Yeah, have a voted slot that maybe the ATC or the tab could do that with their slot. Have a
Voted slot. But how's that going to work? Because
No, just
it would
it's-
maybe
Once they
like
go.
yeah. So maybe
But you put a date on it, so that means it puts the other slot holders under pressure as well. Just go, okay, well, Buenos Noches. If we're thinking about taking it, we need to figure it out by the 28th of
Or-
September
yeah.
because
yeah, and that
we
slot
know
that slot
slot's
that
gonna be
slot
the-
they get 100% or something. So because you need to make
Yeah.
sure that horse is going to accept the deal.
yeah.
yeah.
So you have it say 1st of September, like 6 weeks before
Yeah.
that slot. Like
See, that's what I'm saying. Like even the slot, like the drama around slot holders and things like that, and what they could do. There's so much to it.
Yeah,
there's so
correct.
much to it, and that's why it is the people's race.
And even
I
this-
think you're right. The Melbourne Cup is it is the race that stops the nation, but then that's it.
Yeah.
Where it's just that day. I reckon there's a lot more to the lead up of the Everest where people aren't.
well,
Melbourne
that's-
Cup people aren't knowing these European stayers.
and it really does come down to the marketing of it, honestly, because you look at
Yeah.
what are we now? We're 3.5 weeks away from the Everest.
Yeah.
Where that then means we're 6 weeks away from the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
Racing New South Wales, they own Sky Thoroughbred Central. They've got that show dedicated. It's called The Trek to the Everest.
Yeah.
It's dedicated every week. It's an hour where they do interviews with trainers. They talk to slot holders. They go back and they review the main sprinting lead-ups. Like the Melbourne Cup, you wouldn't like
It doesn't start happening.
it doesn't start happening until the week before, where they get
the
when
day.
Francesco
Late days,
Comani touches down in Francesco Comani, not Francesco Gardi.
Got him.
Got him.
He's on the
Yeah, I'm
Francesco
not on the
train
bandwagon.
too.
I'm not on the bandwagon. But
Yeah,
like,
that's how I would look at it. And you talk about marketing. Well, obviously, most of the money through this industry comes from bookies.
Mm-hmm.
You're not having many lead-up bets to the Melbourne Cup. You might have a few futures bets, and then everyone bets on the day.
yeah.
But I'm going to back something in the Premier Stakes. I'm going to back something like you're seeing them run. You're seeing them that prep in the lead up to the Everest.
And I think too, the sprinters, it's more enjoyable to watch the sprinters on the way through to their grand final than the stayers, because if you're a Francesco Gardi fan, he runs a nice seventh, hitting the line over 1,400.
I feel like I'm so excited about that bet that we've had.
No, I'm just
No,
But
but
it's like-
I mean,
just
like
rubbing my hands together. That's what I'm doing.
like,
all proud.
all
Like,
that-
Oh,
good,
what a great seventh. There's no enjoyment in that.
no enjoyment in that. Whereas if you're a private eye fan and you see him win first up in the shorts, it's like, all right, we're on here because he's going to be winning races on the way to his grand final.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see 1,200 metres. They're all there, like they're sprinters.
Honestly, apart from last year, every Everest has been a fill up for me due to the lead up as well.
Yeah,
Liking something in the lead up.
I think yes.
They
And
just
Gigi
like
kicked
you,
the two out of them.
even if you just because you're around those horses,
Yeah.
you're sitting there. It's probably the easiest to do form on too.
Yep.
Like 1,200 meter horses, like the fields are there. You know what horses you're talking about. You know they're all aiming for this prep now.
Yeah.
And
then when
just
they
an
get to
everyday
Everest, they've
punter.
raced each other 3 times on the way through. Whereas
100%.
Melbourne Cup, it's like, you've got 4 horses from the Caulfield Cup, 2 from the Cox Plate.
Oh, and that thing ran a great 16 furlong one through the car park in Cork. Yeah, that was great. How do I fit that into the...
Yeah, the
I
win,
think-
the
I
win
think-
at Redcar really set tongues
I think
wagging.
the punters, I think Everest is for the Australian punters
Yeah, I like that.
and Melbourne Cup is for everyone.
Yep. Melbourne Cup's the best race. I agree.
Yeah. Well, forget the Everest, forget the Melbourne Cup, because I've got a golden slipper moral.
Do you want to run it by me first? Because remember I tipped Shinzo last year.
That's right, you did too.
Yeah, I did.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the last time.
I think he took $10. It started 17.
I can't remember if I got unders on it or not.
I think you ended up with unders. It won the week before and it shorted, and then final field and it got right back out.
I think so. I think I
Yeah.
took.
Are you backing up this weekend?
Yeah, I'll back it this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
my. I'm going to follow up this prep 100%.
We'll talk about that. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about that race. Do you want to talk
Give us
about
your
it now?
slipper. Come on.
We
what
will.
Are we, what are
Yeah,
we
well,
doing?
that's what I
So have
want-
you been
so-
scouring the 2-year-old trials?
Yeah, I did a trial report for members. Plenty of winners there, because the Breeders' and Gym Cracks next Saturday. Which,
Where's the gym crack? Newcastle, saying?
no, they're both Sydney. It's the Phillies and the Colts edition.
Oh.
Yeah. But I want to, the 2-year-old trial. So the first official Sydney 2-year-old barrier trials, we get the first look at them.
Yeah.
And then you get on Twitter after every trial, and there's your golden slipper winner.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Everyone's
Everyone, why bother running the slipper next year? Because, well, Scampy is just immoral.
Do we have any stats on how many slipper winners have actually trialled on the first official trial day?
Not so much of actual
That'd
how
be a good
many
stat.
slipper winners, but I've got something here. So, Proven Thoroughbreds, they're flying, and they seem to know what they're doing because they've got 2 Everest runners. But of the horses that trial in the first official 2-year-old trials, 78% couldn't win beyond country or provincial grade, and 75% haven't won more than $100,000 in prize money. So it's not, they're not talking about slipper
Flying.
winners. Like, I think Breeders' Plate winners, they've got
Definitely,
to come
they
out
have
of
to.
here
They have to,
because
yeah.
it's 2 weeks beforehand. But in terms of further down the track, you look at who won it. Like Empire of Japan last year at the trials, he was the official at that first lot.
Golden
He was the
slipper
trial star.
Yep.
He was the one that, all right, there's your Breeders' Plate horse. He came out, he won the Breeders' Plate. He sucks. Like, really, he's no good. So
Rough.
He likes potting them, doesn't he?
I love potting horses.
Yaks and
Yak.
Yeah.
Talentless.
hack.
Yaks
Yeah,
and hacks.
he does.
Yeah.
So have you got one for us?
Empire of Japan.
Backed it in the breeders because
Yeah, well done.
it was immoral. But yeah, well, if you want to, Scampy was impressive. He's by Blue Point. Everyone saw Scampy though. So
Yeah.
but I want to know how early is too early for a golden slipper bet, because there'll be a market after the breeders and Gymcrack.
It's
I'd
too
say
early.
that would be the time to have the bet.
I would think so. Like Melbourne Cup, people
it's
are backing horses to win the following year's Melbourne Cup after the Macca's run, the 2,800 metre race on Cup Day.
The market will be out the morning of or the day before the breeders play.
yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you'll get $26 or $18
No
or something
way.
like that.
They'll be like $9.
No, they won't.
Surely.
Nah, I think last year
You
they went
reckon
up around that $21
Okay.
float.
So,
So I'd be surprised if they don't do the same.
okay. Watch
So
this space.
You'll be getting around that
Yeah.
quote. That would be my guess.
But for the punters listening, one that I thought was a sneaky little in behind him, a filly, a grey filly from the Annabelle Neesham camp called Miss Tanorama. Stick her in your black book. She'll
This
win.
Tanorama.
Yeah.
Okay.
She might win the Oaks next year.
Okay. Well, that's a big call.
That's early too.
That's pretty early.
That's an early call.
That's pretty early. This is the narrative.
Oh,
Because
well,
Okay, so
You know.
so down the barrel to the punters. What are they putting in their black book?
stick a filly called Miss Tanorama in your black book.
Tanorama.
Yep. She either wins the Oaks or the Greys race in about 2027 on Cup Day. She might not be any good, but the Greys race might be up her alley.
I think
If you can find an Oaks winner from 800
a
metre,
2-year-old
2-year-old
845
trial,
metre trial.
You've got a good eye.
they're
I
proper
can tell you
trials
that.
or they're just breeze ups? They're proper
No,
trials.
they're proper trials. They're official.
They were actually
Well.
no, they're full on trials. Like these are not just coasting to the line trials. These are asked for an effort
Yeah.
because you've got basically grand final day, round one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and Volatile will win the Magic Millions. There you go.
Okay, that's who's got that?
That's in their China Horse Club colours, the red and
Oh,
yellow.
yeah. Is it one of the Snowdens?
I think.
Yeah. Well, Paul Snowden said that most of their 2-year-olds will go to the paddock.
Yep.
And most of them are Magic Millions horses,
Yep.
so they'll all be coming up here.
They might win
So
the
you might be right.
BJ McLaughlin at Eagle Farm on Boxing Day. There you go.
I think the Snowdens had a $2 million filly or
1.2.
1.2. Was it a filly or colt?
Invincible Madison.
I didn't watch much, but
She went good.
yeah.
Apparently,
First time owner in Australia, is that correct?
yeah. So an American woman. They were out here on holidays. They obviously
I know
own
this
horses
story.
in America, but they were out here on holidays. They thought they'd pop into the sales ring, and they bought 2 horses. They paid 1.2 and 1.4 or
Yeah.
something for 2 horses. Like, gee whiz. Like,
That's the dream.
that's,
I
like,
heard-
imagine just walking in, just going, you know what? Yeah, all right.
I heard
go
him
all the way to
I heard
1.2.
him talking on like someone snagged him with the mic and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're up at the Great Barrier Reef, and then we came down to Brisbane and then down to the Gold Coast, and we just thought we'd pop into this." I'm like, how casual can you be?
Yeah.
Like, we flew my daughter out for holiday. Like, he's telling us the whole story of his holidays, forgetting that, like, and then like it was like an afterthought that at the end of the holiday they tacked on like $3 million worth of horses.
yeah.
You know what?
And now you're probably, like, out of the fillies, like, sharpness-wise, like, she's the filly that you want to take into that Gymcrack Stakes next weekend, I would have thought. Like, she's got the $1.2 million price tag. She's with Snowdens. Like, she was good.
Wow.
Like, the 1,000 metres in the Gymcrack, like, that's probably going to be your early favourite. And if you've paid $1.2 million, she's obviously very well bred. And if you can be a Gymcrack
I guess
winner,
we'll be booking our flights back out to.
yeah, but it could be the $1.2 million price tag just about covered. Like,
Got noisy shoes today.
you do, don't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Well, I hope they do come back out here, and I hope they have success with these 2
Yeah.
horses because they could be good for the
I'll tell you a
industry.
crazy story. I was talking to my dad, and he used to work for a company called Alberta Culver. And it's I don't even know if it's still around, but it's a very, very big company. And very, very rich Americans ran that company. And he said they used to come out and check on how the business was going here in Australia. And they had a private jet, and they would come in, fly in, go to the offices Monday morning, like get all the meetings done by 12 o'clock, and then they would go straight out and buy the best part of 20 horses. And in their private jet, the company private jet, they had like the facilities to take the horses home with them on the spot. And I was thinking about this story during the week.
That's
I'm like,
insane.
I'll put it out on the podcast. If anyone knows or has ever sold, they were like Jewish business guys probably 30 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, and they would go to stables and buy horses on the spot to take back to race in the States. Like there is some silly money out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just need to get my hands on some of it.
That's right.
Nice.
Like I think James Harron, we've seen him have a lot of flops. The emerald green with the gold epaulets, but he's won lots of good races. Capitalist is probably his best, but I think he had in one of the 2-year-old trials, they ran first and second in the trial. I think the name was Bodyguard and Espionage, and I think they were a $1.4 and a $1.6 million colt. So like 2.8 or nearly 3 million hitting the line together. It's like, imagine.
How old do you reckon James Harron is?
Well, you'd think the amount of money he's got that he'd be like 50, but he doesn't
looks-
look a day over
looks-
30.
Oh, looks like a young fella.
Yeah. He's got some good moisturising cream, I think.
Maybe he's 40. You could say
When you're rich, you unlock like cosmetics and surgery and stuff that us, like the unwashed, can't access.
you must not be very rich.
I look 100. Anyone watching this, I'm 37. I had someone the other day, like, I don't know how I got into this, and they guessed my age. A woman goes, how old are you? Oh, your kids are young. How old are you? And I'm like, and then before I could answer, she goes, young? What are you, like 42, 43? I thought, imagine if I said that to you.
Yeah.
Imagine if I just added 5 years onto your life.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd probably look a lot sharper if you got rid of...
If I shave...
Yeah, if
clean
I shave, I look my age.
I look about 4. I look like a big fat baby.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
With the extra
That's why I
chin.
have a face.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like you got to cover up the extra
I was
chin.
actually having a look at one of the... I got to keep this mic in front of my chin. So I was looking at one of the reels the other day and I'm like, wowzers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a fucking show of tangents today, isn't it?
It is. Before we do wrap up, boys, there are 2 Group 1s this weekend.
Yeah, let's
So
back some winners.
Let's back some winners. We'll go to Caulfield first, home of the Melbourne Racing Club, home of the Group 1 Underwood Stakes, 1,800 metres, weight for age. Courtesy of Dabble, Alligator Blood, your $3.50 favourite on the quick backup. No Mr. Brightside to contend with here. Without a fight, he's $5.50, shooting for 3 straight. He won the Lord Mayors in Brisbane and then the Q22 in pretty dominant fashion. Solcombe, Lindemann, Tuvalu, Attrition, they're all in that single figures.
Just breeze through the rest of those horses after bringing up the Queensland form. I like that.
Yes.
Very
I'm
Nick Lloyd,
contracted
very Nick Lloyd.
to say that. Very, very. But have we got an opinion? Woodhead, you touched on it earlier. Are you going down with the
I don't know.
Alligator Blood ship?
The Alligator Blood right now is, I'm one of those guys, maybe newly divorced, bought a boat, probably seemed a little bit too good to be true.
Yep.
If everyone doesn't know, Alligator Blood was, when we talk about the 2-year-olds and that, Alligator Blood was one of the horses that I was on really early. So it owes me nothing until this prep.
Yeah.
Because twice I've been very favourable towards Alligator Blood, and twice it's run into Mr. Brightside. And the best thing that you can find in that field and going through that form is the fact that Mr. Brightside isn't in this race. So I've got to figure out if I'm that guy that's just still throwing money at the boat. I think I put enough money in that it's not sinking. If it doesn't win this weekend, I think I'm in strife. But I will be having another bet in the race. I wouldn't be. That's why I asked you earlier if you've done this race, because I'm interested. You tipped us into Lindemann at quite good odds, and we got beat narrowly. No,
I got the Chockies.
Got the Chockies
He
that
did,
time.
but I've backed him since.
Yeah,
He
we've backed
didn't
him
win.
since, but it ran well. Hugh Bowman, who is absolutely on fire at the moment. I was looking at his stats last night, and I don't know if this even includes the 3. I think he rode the first 3 winners at Sha Tin last night.
Yeah, Happy Valley, I think.
Or Happy Valley. But like his last 50 rides, I think he's had 11 winners. I think he's in the placings or winning at about 50%. His ROI is around 70%. Like he is absolutely airborne.
Airborne,
How about
yeah.
the
He's
stats,
coming
mate?
back I was up late last night. He's coming back for the ride on Lindemann.
Yep.
I think, what price has Dabble got it? $7.50 or something along those?
$8.
$8, far out.
I thought he had his chance the other day.
I thought he's legless, yeah.
They went
I don't think he's
really
going
slowly, and he had his own time in front. A bloody midway horse popped off his back and went straight past him. So I would be prepared to put an
I'm
absolute
happy to
red
take you on.
biro straight through his name.
I'm happy to take you on there. I think at $8 it's a good bet. I think it didn't show as much as you'd want, but there was a fair bit of hype off the run before that. It's only third up into the prep.
If you like that $8, you're probably going to get about $16 on Saturday. So just hold.
I'll take the 8.
Maybe
Hold.
30s.
Hold.
I'll take the 8.
At least
What about you, BJ? Have you-
At least the overs gods will be on your side because you'll take an unders. So that's always good.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unders god.
I've never not. It's the unders god.
I think you should just
I'll bet early on Alligator Blood. I'll bet late on Lindemann.
just
How about
think
that?
about Dabble holding your money on the first 2 runs this prep for Alligator Blood because I reckon you're about to get it back. I think this is his race.
Are you with the blood?
I think he's hard to beat. Third up, 7 days.
Hold on.
I was with him last start as well.
And the start before, I reckon.
I was, yeah.
Maybe.
That's okay.
He's the mock.
Well, no.
Get off him.
I haven't got it wrong. The jocks have got it wrong.
Uh-huh.
They've been going too slow on him
Damien Oliver's fault.
Yeah. Why is Tim Clark not riding?
because he broke his leg.
foot or something.
Something. Yeah. So
Put a moon boot on, Tim.
no, but maybe he just wasn't ready yet.
Maybe.
I'd suggest
I think there's a good thing in it.
Gay Hall of Fame trainer
She is.
going to say,
This is it.
"Today's the day.
Yeah.
We're going hard. We're gonna. This is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
We'll go out. We'll put them all to the sword early. We'll say, how big's your ticker?
I think attrition will finish over the top of him.
Okay.
Yep, he's ready to win. He's third up now. He had that wide run on the fast speed in the PB Lawrence where he got beaten by Pinstriped and Mr. Brightside. They're both subsequent winners. And then again he had a wide run in the Fian, or not a wide run, but he had a bad ride really. I don't think it was the best ride from Ben Mallam. And he got out late and just missed over the 1600. Jockeys have been getting off this horse from all the way through and saying he just needs 2,000 metres. This is his first time beyond a mile. Gets to 1,800.
It's not 2,000
This
metres.
horse just
I
needs
know,
2,000
but-
metres, so I'm going to back it at 1,800.
Yeah, but
I was thinking the same thing.
but he hasn't been past 1,600 yet, and he keeps getting nabbed or just missing. So I think the extra furlong is perfect for him third up at Caulfield. And the speed, there's going to be speed in it because I think Alligator Blood's going to put the foot down. Tuvalu will go across from the wide draw. Right You Are will kick up. There's plenty of speed in it. He'll be good.
Total sense. Needs 2,000 metres, but we'll jump
Back
on
him
to
at
1,800.
1,800.
Yep.
Total sense.
Hey, well,
I like
I'm
it.
not going to be wiping the egg off my face. Put it like that.
You're going to be me.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if, like last time, I wonder if money will come for Slowunger as well. It wasn't too bad a run.
Oh,
last
no,
time.
he was awful. He's
He's
don't know.
gone.
I could not. Yeah, wow. Slowing up. Maybe he has a tendency to have run poorly in Sydney, whip down Melbourne, and run a lot better. So
He does. He did run second. in it.
maybe he could run a race, but he is just absolutely legless. He's lost a leg.
Yeah.
Prep.
He's lost it. He's going to be. We were calling him Slowunger last prep.
Yeah, this
He's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
snail hunger.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Snail. Wow, no legs. The other Group 1, it's in Rose Hill, this one. Race number 8 there. The Golden Rose, 3-year-olds, 1,400. Nice race. There's Cylinder, $4.60 favourite there with Dabble. Shinzo, the slipper winner, trying to be only the second horse to win the Golden Slipper and Golden Rose double.
Yep.
Forensics did it in 07.
Forensics. I was
08.
going to ask you if you knew.
Yep. And Charm Stone, $6 thereabouts too. King Colorado, Militarise. It's a competitive little race. Have we got much of an opinion on this yet?
I'll jump in there. I don't know even know if this is correct, but what did the hoops, the jockeys, wear when Forensics won the Golden Slipper that was different to what they would have worn every other Golden Slipper?
Or Golden Rose?
Slipper.
What did the
So
jockey...
like
what
Darley,
all
so the
jockeys
maroon with
wear-
the white sleeves,
All the
maroon
jockeys
cap.
wore them.
Oh,
So all the jockey... Was it an armband?
No.
wait, what do you mean, like the silks or
What did
the...
they wear that was different to
Mask?
what they would usually have worn?
No. That was 2012 or something. Wasn't
No,
Frenzy?
oh wait,
When was
well,
Frenzy?
it could it have been Mast because it was
No, it
What
was,
year?
equine influenza. It was 08.
it was
07.
gold
Briefs.
briefs.
How come?
Do you remember?
Because for the
Because of the
golden,
golden
slipper.
slipper?
Golden slipper. It was just some type of marketing campaign.
I don't mind that.
Hopefully, I'm right about that,
I
but
don't think it.
Surely.
I think so.
didn't
I think
stick.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. It didn't stick. But
Your
surely
Shinzo.
this race. No, I'm not.
Should be worth more.
Worth more.
Yeah.
$1 million.
What is it? $1 million. Yeah. Should be 5.
I sneeze at $1 million.
What's a slipper worth?
5.
You wouldn't get out of bed for $1 million.
I don't. I get out of bed for way less.
At least $3.
yeah.
I think it's a weird placement from Chris Waller with Shinzo.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Given the fact that he's never been beyond 1,200 metres before, I think that the market is going to be against him, even though that Golden Slipper winner,
Yeah.
that Golden Slipper win was very good. He beat Cylinder, he beat the current favourite. The map is negative. Is the Caulfield Guineas
I
Stadium
don't
race?
think he
I'm not
nominated.
sure.
No.
the
Because he's going to go
Everest.
Everest same day.
So maybe they just want this 1,400 metre run under his
Just
belt
to-
to really peak him in the Everest. So I just don't think that this is his race. I could be wrong. He could come out and blow them away. He might be too good for them because we do know that the 3-year-olds are, I would say, from what we've seen, an average lot.
Yeah.
I would argue
You
that...
want to separate Cylinder?
No.
No.
He's part of the Yaks.
Okay.
I think that the 3-year-old sprinters are not very good, but I think the 3-year-old milers, 2,000 metres horses are very good.
I wouldn't disagree with that. But yes, I think the 3-year-old sprinters are not very good at this stage. We haven't had one come out of the box, put a margin on their rivals and say, hey, I'm the best 3-year-old sprinter in the country. Cylinder, I do think he's been doing a good job in slowly run races. He has a really good turn of foot. That was a slowly run race. He was held up until inside the last furlong, last start. When he did get out, he accelerated really nicely, so I'm interested to see him in a fast race. But I would say that the value in the race, in my opinion, is the Melbourne filly, Charmstone. We get a like-for-like comparison with Cylinder and her because they went around over 1,100 metres on the same day. Very similar early sectionals. She came home harder. And then last start, evenly run race, 3 deep, no cover, put her rivals to the sword, maps to get every possible chance. And, yeah, I think $6, $5.50. That price is a good price for her.
Got to. History's against Charmstone here. I think fillies.
Yeah, I don't give it much.
Well, how many fillies have run in the race? Not many.
Probably not many.
Few. 47 have run in.
That's not correct.
The race since
Since
2000.
1700.
No, wait. You know what? I've actually got this somewhere.
I think this is like what we said about the
Of the
sprinting.
11, wrong.
What?
I think of the sprinting 3-year-olds. I don't think they're very good. I'm interested to see Moravia probably get control from a low draw and not have to do too much work. But I actually really liked the run of Militarized first up. I think he's sort of the different form. I know he comes through the run to the Rose against these same horses, but that was first up. He conceded a bit of fitness. I think second up, 1,400, he blew them away in a size. I know that was on a heavy track, but I reckon $8.50, $9 Militarized is value.
I reckon if that had been a fast race, Cylinder would have penaled him.
It was the other Militarized pen on Cylinder.
Yeah, that was a heavy track, and
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't really have a firm opinion. I'm just sitting on 2 overs tickets. So
I've got a ticket on him too. So
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
yeah, him or Moravia, skip away.
I
and
don't really care.
hopefully
but
Moravia 6 in front
I
and
don't-
Militarized is charging.
literally, there's 2 lengths between them at this stage.
Yeah.
Like we don't know how good Cylinder is, but yeah, I'd probably I think Charmstone and Cylinder, and I think Charmstone is a little bit of
I think Rafa's been missed. Nadal, he missed the start, got held up, and only got out late in that run to the Rose over 1,200. So I think 1,400 suits him. But
upward spiral.
yeah, and I think the start before that when he won his maiden had the fastest last 400 and 200 of the entire meeting, and then he beat Macarena, and she came out and won her maiden the following
Yeah, no
week.
doubt.
So
No doubt. I
bit of
thought he
form.
had I thought he had more chance of winning that race the other day than Cylinder, but
Probably.
because
But,
he got out cleaner.
Yeah,
Got out.
but he did miss the start.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's
No.
30s.
No. Yeah, well, that does seem to be too much
Yeah.
between the two.
Yep.
Well, I'm interested to hear what Woodhead has to say because he's the stat man. And
He is.
he's
Famously, and despite the standard 2 kilo weight pull, only one filly has won the race in its 20-year history.
Forensics.
And that win comes with an asterisk, which you also mentioned, because Forensics took the Golden Rose on March 15, 2008, the previous spring's edition having been postponed to the equine influenza outbreak.
Yep.
I had influenza the other week. Have I mentioned it on the podcast? Yeah, a couple of times.
You've given that a run.
The record of fillies in the springtime Golden Rose is no winners, 5 seconds, and 1/3 for 44.
1 from 44.
that's okay.
None from 44. I think it's
Forensics?
actually one.
Or in the spring.
Yeah, in the spring.
That's okay.
got none.
Look, In Secret got beat
Got
an
beat.
eyelash last start.
Got beat.
Last year. So,
Yeah, short phrase.
and she was
Yep.
absolutely
and ran well. I remember that run
She was
too.
absolutely smashed in the market. So the market
Were
doesn't
we on
care
it?
I
about
think
that.
J-Mac came out
I
after
was,
that
yeah.
race and said that was a huge run. Like it couldn't.
Yeah, well, she
Did you know
then she
actually
went-
Golden Slipper Day, I think, was my first day. The leg up last... not Golden Slipper, Golden Rose Day was my first day in the
was it?
for the leg up last year. Or first
No.
Saturday.
That wouldn't be right.
Maybe.
It
I don't
started
know.
in August.
No, I didn't. So I was on holidays. I was
Yeah,
at
could be
Coffs
right.
Harbour
Could be
week
right.
before I started, maybe.
Yeah, but that was late. I feel like late.
Maybe it was last weekend. I don't know. But anyway,
Happy 1 year, Nick.
thanks.
Yeah, good on you.
Because
mate.
I'm sure we
You
were
made
on
it.
In Secret together.
I was on In Secret 100%.
Yeah.
I was.
And she got...
You know what? You're right.
I know.
Because Jack and I won the Underwood.
No, he won the Golden Rose.
Won the Golden Rose. Sorry.
Alligator
I'm
Blood
getting-
won the
I'm
Underwood.
getting excited because I was on the boys' trip.
Mm. Yeah.
And you tipped
Fox Fighter won the last.
Fox Fighter in the last at about 20 to 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good day.
And you left Jack and I out of the quaddie, but we had it in the quaddie and the boys' trip got the quaddie yet.
Against the strategy.
The quaddie, I just added one in there. Jack and I was Pat's horse.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got to wrap this up because Pat's waiting for us in another place.
That's right. That's it, punters.
Yeah, enjoy the weekend. It's a great.
Good luck this weekend. Far out. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I hope
going
it's a
on.
fill up.
Yeah, me too.
It will
Been
be.
a bit lean. I'm positive juju for the next 4 weeks at least. Just
Up the blood.
up the blood.
Up the Lindemann. Up the Shinzo.
Oh.
The
Good luck,
punters
punters.
like me.
Yeah, they do apparently.
They do. They
Yeah.
like me. So
Yeah, quickly cut that bit out. Thanks, punters.
see
Bye.
us. Do you want to do? What do you want to do? The 90.